Additionally, his role as Publicity Director for the KJTR and Tapered Market project further emphasizes his dedication to high-impact, well-publicized development programs. Beyond business, his political acumen was recognized in 2012 when he was chosen as the running mate for the independent presidential candidate, Mr. Jacob Osei Yeboah. This experience underlines his deep understanding of national governance and policy making. Our chairman is married with 2 beautiful children. He exudes an honorable presence, a wealth of strategic insight, and a lifelong commitment to peace and development. His leadership serves as a powerful testament to the enduring strength of the traditional values aligned with modern governance and sustainable peace. As a revered traditional ruler of the Ghana state, he embodies wisdom, leadership, and a deep commitment to promoting peace and harmony. His tireless efforts to foster unity and understanding among diverse communities have earned him widespread recognition. Under his visionary leadership, the Ghana state has experienced significant growth and development, cementing his legacy as a champion of peace and progress. Today, we gather to advance the cause of peace, and we are privileged to have this distinguished personality guide our discussions and deliberations. Ladies and gentlemen, with a resounding round of applause, let us welcome our chairman, His Majesty King Takite Potru II. Thank you.
The king is going to take his acceptance speech, and then we'll continue. Please be upstanding as we receive the Mantse. Please be upstanding. Thank you.
Ago Nimeke Name Ago Jamaica. Nana Professor Mensah Bonsu, the first representative of Otumfou Osei II. Asante Hene. Dasibre Kubiuzi, Professor Samuel Ato Duncan, our chiefs, our Nananum, Nime, Name, our service personnel, our distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and all guests gathered here for pursuit of peace. It is with profound humility and a deep sense of responsibility that I accept the honor of chairperson of this August occasion. The blueprint for sustainable global peace is not just an initiative, but a call to reimagine how we, as a global community, can chart the transformation towards true democracy. Professor Samuel Duncan's vision reminds us that peace cannot be imposed or merely desired. It must be cultivated through the respect of our rights and privileges, truth, and the awakening of deeper purpose of our people. As Ghana stands at the threshold of another critical moment in our democratic history, the principles of this blueprint resonate strongly. It is important to note that just as our respect of rights and privileges serves as the foundation of peace, firmness on the side of the regulator must anchor our electoral process. I call on all political parties to commit fully to peace before, during, and after this election. Let us demonstrate to ourselves and to the world that our democracy is built on dialogue, mutual respect, and unity. To the Electoral Commission, I urge you to ensure that every voice is heard, every vote is accounted for. A free, fair, and transparent election is not only a political necessity, but also a moral responsibility that reflects the values of justice and equality. To everyone here today, let us take this blueprint of the professor beyond these walls. Let it inspire us to lead with integrity. Let it engage us with compassion. Let it foster communities where justice prevails and peace thrives. Together, we can demonstrate to the world that sustainable peace is possible when humanity aligns with a higher purpose. Mindanyeshi, ni minta wonyele, akeshi twenjole, hihia mamunfe, ke oye otwenjole pe, onyo chuoni, onyo namishe, onyo ya nuba. Kena kan twenjole bo, alo aheno yo dimpe, ubana keshi agbene, ojija, no yoyo, no leno no fio. Mene gbine, minta wanyele akeshi, womba twenjole mumo, ken hama muefe, ushikina ba fon afine, efe twenjole. Ajebie ni ajo Ghana. Ajo nyefe, minda nyeshi. Cha, no manyaba. Yeah.
Now that our honorable chairperson has accepted this marriage, and he's been assisted by his brother, the Rep of Otumfou, which I will introduce very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, we'll call Minister Lord and the choir to do another rendition of We Are the World. And then, very soon, the moment we have been waiting for will be. Mr. Lord, please take Jan Yukwai. And let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's welcome Minister Lord. Indeed, we are the world, and we can make it a better place. Please, if you agree with the choir, let's give them a hand of applause. We acknowledge the presence of the Vice President's rep. The Vice President's rep, please, protocol team, please get us the details. At this juncture, we'll be going on to a journey where the man that we are all seated here to listen to started and where we are going. If our friends of the media who are coordinating the intro videos are ready for Prof. Ladies and gentlemen, please, with rapt attention, let us watch a journey where we have started and a journey where it will end well in praise of Ghana and Africa, and be told that one man stood up and presented a blueprint to us that changed the world and brought about the peace we are looking for. Ladies and gentlemen, our dignitaries who are present will be duly acknowledged, but for now, let's all stay put. If we can reduce the light in the auditorium, I will be so much grateful, as everybody will have a fair glimpse of what we are about to show you. Please, listen with rapt attention and watch well, like the hawk who is about to sway a hand. And this, you will be amazed the journey we started for. Media, let's go.
Duncan, the CEO of Core Research and Manufacturing Limited Company, a firm which specializes in the research, production, and marketing of plant-based medicines. He's a distinguished individual, renowned for his expertise in research, particularly in plant and natural medicines, medical and health science, as well as global peace. The company's flagship product, Core Mixture, is recognized for its effectiveness in managing various health conditions. In pursuit of holistic well-being, he established the Core Healthcare Center, offering top-quality healthcare services, including herbal medicine, which he serves as the head physician. He also serves as the President General of the Center of Awareness Global Peace Mission, Core GPM, a non-governmental organization he established in 1988 and officially registered in the year 2000, dedicated to advancing global peace. In his role at Core GPM, Professor Duncan passionately champions peace worldwide through diverse programs and initiatives. Notably, he has organized 4 impactful public lectures on global peace, involving prominent leaders from across the country. These lectures and emphasized leadership as a catalyst for peace. Under his leadership, peace clubs have been established in various institutions, which forms a crucial step toward forming an international movement for peace, IMFP, in the near future. Beyond his involvement with COA GPM, Professor Duncan holds pivotal roles in various organizations. He is the president of the Ghana Federation of Traditional Medicine Practitioners Association, GAFTRAM, an umbrella organization for Traditional Medicine Practitioners Association. Additionally, he acts as the chief executive officer of COA Green Gold Africa and serves as the president of the Ghana Coalition of NGOs in Malaria. Professor Duncan's contributions to the realm of universal science have garnered recognition from both local and international bodies. He holds 2 honorary professional degrees from the Alfred Nobel University in Ukraine and the Academic Union in Oxford, UK. He is a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Peace and Governance in Texas, USA, and a valued member of the Academic Council of the Alfred Nobel University. His remarkable achievements are reflected in the numerous awards and citations he has received. He has 37 international awards and over 70 citations. Notably, in 2022, he was adjudged the Scientist of the Year in the Medical and Health Science, Herbal Medicine category by the International Achievements Research Center in Canada. Prof. Duncan also holds the title A Name in Science, bestowed upon him by the Academic Union in Oxford, UK. His dedication to global peace led to his special invitation as a guest of honor at the Unification Day of Students from Asia, Africa, Europe, and America in 2019 at the Alfred Nobel University in Ukraine. Professor Samuel Ato Duncan's unwavering commitment to advancing plant medicine, his significant contributions to healthcare, and his tireless efforts in promoting global peace established him as a revered and influential global figure. Professor Duncan is a dedicated independent researcher specializing in unraveling the purpose of creation and exploring the ultimate goal of humanity, investigating the fundamental roots of science. 3. Delving into the fundamental laws of peace. 4. Pioneering studies on how humanity can transcend mortality. And 5. Exploring the intricate realms of 3 unique laws: perfect law, the divine law, and the natural law. After a dedicated journey spanning 36 years, the time has come to launch the blueprints for sustainable global peace. This initiative is a call to action rooted in the principles of inclusivity, equity, and resilience. It seeks to bridge divides, empower communities, and foster collaboration on a global scale, all while upholding the highest ethical standards. With a commitment to future generations, this blueprint stands as both a vision and a pathway, guiding us toward a world where harmony is not just a goal, but a shared reality. The journey to lasting peace begins now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ghana, this is the man we are all here this morning to listen to. As I have already said, we are live on 12 TV stations. We are live on Facebook, all major handlers on Facebook. Please, as we have said, the Mantse who has taken his seat, the rep of Otumfou saying to the rep of the various missions, the AU, and all embassies in Ghana, our learned colleagues, the president of the Ghana Journalists Association, the representative of His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Baoubia, the vice president, Honorable Ebenezer Gilbert Note, Honorable Hassan Ayariga, Honorable Mr. Kofi Kwame Owusu, sorry, Kwame Owusu, my apologies. He is my brother and my senior at the law faculty. Mr. Kwame, thank you very much, Honorable. Ladies and gentlemen, with a hand of applause, let us welcome the man of the moment, the man who is going to present a blueprint that will take the world and Ghana by storm. With a standing ovation, please, let's welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Professor Someone, Duncan! Nanache, permit me to stand on the already existing protocols to start my presentation because of time. Today, I'm bringing to the entire world the blueprint for sustainable global peace. We have been talking about peace, 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 peace. But peace has eluded us. Why? Far back, 1988, I asked myself, what is my purpose in life? And this took me just in the wilderness to pray to God, for God to reveal why I'm on earth. That was 24 July 1988 to 33rd July 1988. And during the prayer, a question came. Do you know why there's no peace on earth? And I started pondering. Yes, peace, peace, peace. And the answer came. The reason why there's no peace on earth is that God created man as the most precious asset. And man has diverted the love for humanity rather to the love for the material wealth and fame. If the world would come to the realization of the purpose of creation and the goal of humanity, maybe we will do things differently. This led me into the wilderness to look for the answers to peace. Now, you can never fix an engine that you don't have any manual on how the engine works, originally how it works. So when it is at fault, or there's any fault, how do you resolve? Unless you get the original manual and it will teach you how to get to the solution for whatever you need to fix. So if you want to talk about peace, there's the need to look for the originality of peace. Then you will know how to address peace. And where is the originality of peace? There was a need for me to get to the source of the universe, the source of life, how the entire universe started, the purpose of creation and the purpose of man, and the goal of humanity. So for the past 36 years, I've been working on developing this blueprint for sustainable global peace. I mean sustainable one. Whilst we have been preaching peace and we have been talking
Yes, so peace has to do theirs. So let's see if this is going to be the blueprint for a sustainable global peace. The content, I'm taking you through Duncan's theory of life, creation of mankind, the creative energy, and the scenario of the motherhood, fundamental laws of peace and impact. Then I'll talk also about the next steps and action plan. Now, the blueprint is in two compartments. That's Duncan's theory of life, that's the purpose of creation and the goal of humanity. That's part one. Now, let's understand the key issues. Understanding the concept of life from its entirety. We must seek to understand life from its origin. Realization of life in totality, and before creation, there was nothing. Now, let's understand the concept of life. Where is life coming from? I once asked somebody, what is life? And the person said, it's about living things, how living things behave. But life is more than how living things behave. Life is everything about knowledge. Life is everything about the beginning of creation to where there's no end. So life itself has no end. So let's see what is life. Now, if you want to understand life, you can never understand an author of a book if you read from the last page. The book has 1,000 pages. You read from the last page, but you tell yourself, I've understood the writer. It's never true. Science started studying the universe in about 200 years past. Whilst this world has been in existence, according to science, about 13 billion years from NASA. So how can we understand life if we are just studying life from just the last 200 years, where scientists think that that is where life began, and that is what we can make life out of. So, before creation of the universe, we've been made to understand from scientists that there was nothing. If indeed there was nothing, nothing will continue to be in a state of nothingness. Am I right? Am I right or wrong? If there was nothing, nothing would have continued to be in a state of nothingness. So where comes from the universe? This means that in reality, there was something, but something was also preventing something to become something. There was something, but something was preventing something to become something. But in reality, if there was nothing, nothing would have continued to be in a state of nothingness. I think this is a logical conclusion. This means there was something, but something was preventing that something from becoming something. And I say this is the philosophy behind creation. Now, let's talk about the genesis of the creative energy. If there was nothing and something started coming, then it means that something started creating something. So definitely there should be a creative energy behind the entire universe. So what was before creation is what I'm going to talk about, the genesis of the creative energy. So definitely there was a creative energy also being prevented by something. So let us, now this is the creative energy. This is how the creative energy emerged. There was a dense gravity, and the dense gravity was so huge that it was difficult for light to even come out. Those scientists will bear with me that when in the space we call something the black hole, it has a gravity that light cannot escape. And this is the gravity that was preventing that light to come out. But the black hole, as compared to this energy I'm talking about, is insignificant. The energy was so huge, and that was preventing anything from coming out. And inside, within the dense gravity, there was something we call a speck of light. And that speck of light, I don't know where it came from. But that is the source of consciousness. And it is only God who can show where that is coming from, where that's the source of consciousness. Now, let's take some takeaways. You realize that the dense gravity in the realm of nothingness was the highest form of energy that dominated to maintain a state of nothingness. The speck of light was a form of consciousness and a source of consciousness. After several countable number of years, the speck of light, which is the root of consciousness, absorbed the energy in the dense gravity and overcame it. This is a deeper science, and because of the target audience, I will summarize, I'm trying to make everybody understand what I'm presenting. When I come to specific presentations, to academia, to scientists, to religious leaders, I will give them a deeper part of what I'm doing. But let me give you a general picture of what actually happened. So this is the emergence of the creative energy. Let me ask, if I create a machine, and if I'm the only one who knows everything about the machine, if I'm not there, who can control it? So unless I have a permanent status, I cannot maintain what I've actually done. Anything I bring, I should maintain it. So there was the need to have a creative energy that will have a permanent sort of energy to sustain a permanent sort of universe. So this is how the creative energy emerged. The creative energy, the light grew gradually over some time. Several number of years, it overcame the dense gravity and assumed an immortal status. After assuming immortal status, then this becomes so this is how it emerged. For several number of years, it was overcoming the dense gravity. After overcoming the dense gravity, this dominated as the universal consciousness, the universal energy. The reason why I want to take you to the roots of life, and somebody will say, oh, we came here for peace. But without this, you will not understand what peace is. You will not understand why the world itself was created. And will not also understand the purpose of creation and the goal of humanity. Now, components of the creative energy. The creative energy connotes everlasting consciousness, everlasting life, and consortium of knowledge. The only realm that has no end. That is where we have the only realm that has no end. And that is everlasting consciousness, everlasting life, consortium of knowledge, the only realm that has no end. That is what I call God. So now, because we're going to relate how God emerged and how we also became in the likeness of God. Then after that, the question is, who created the universe and how and why? The universe is a brainchild of the creative energy. And the creative energy is made up of three unique laws: the perfect law, the divine law, and the neutral law. After the perfect law, I conceived the idea, it was implemented through the divine law and implemented and established through the natural law. Then the perfect law resulted in bringing the Big Bang, which became the source of creation, the Big Bang. Now, this is how the universe came to existence. Why should I go to the roots and why and how the universe came to existence? Because I want to trace our root, I want to trace where we're coming from, and I want to trace where we're going. So the universe has been created so let's see how it was done. The universe emerged, the creative energy created what we call nature, and out of nature, nature gave birth to the universe. So nature is the regulatory mechanism, the law that governs the entire universe. And God is autonomous. So there are laws, rules and regulations set by the natural law, which we call nature. Now, within the natural law, we have a system called Universal Systematic Intelligence Structure. That is how I call it. And this is an independent research that I have conducted for the past 36 years. And I call the Universal Systematic Intelligence Structure the USIS. Well, let me ask a question. Now, if you go to the industrial, the big countries where we create vehicles that has companies that have been set, automated to create machines. When they create vehicles or any machine, they keep data on everything that they created. So there was the need to create a system called the Universal Systematic Intelligence, and that is out of it that everything in the universe was created. Now, example of how the Universal Systematic Intelligence works. I just want to let you know that the world is not just there. It is being controlled by a system, like the Universal Systematic Intelligence Structure. Now, if you look at the examples of the planet, just the planets in the entire solar system, look at the rotation. Mercury rotates 58 days to make 1 day. Venus rotates 243 days to make 1 day. The Earth rotates 23 hours, 56 minutes to make 1 day. It means that all of them are being controlled by independent systems. And we call them independent systematic intelligence of each of the planets. And this will tell you how wonderful and how magnificent the knowledge of God is. Now, many don't know how big the universe is. The universe, the observable universe, is about 93 billion light years. And out of these 93 billion light years is where we can find our Earth. This is the diameter of the universe. Now, 1 light year is equivalent to 9.46 trillion kilometers. So if you multiply 93 billion times 9.46 trillion, that will give you the size of the universe. Then let's compare the size of this Earth. The size of the observable universe is 93 points, I've told you already. And the diameter of this Earth is about 12,742 kilometers. And if you look at the size of the Earth, it is like a particle in the entire universe. And that is where we find our science. It is certain that the power behind creation is so huge, so magnificent that it has its own purpose for creating the entire universe. Now, this is bringing us to the reality. Why then did God create man? Why then did God create man? That is where I want to use the mother hen scenario. The mother hen, let's take the mother hen as God. If the mother hen wants to have an offspring in its image and likeness, what would be the best way to do? It has to do what? Lay an egg. For the egg also to become like itself. Why? Because it came from an egg. So anything in its image and likeness must also have the same process. That is why I'm using the mother hen scenario. So if the hen laid eggs with the expectation that it will become like itself, then the mother hen sees the egg that it has laid as the most precious thing that it has ever created. Well, that is the only thing that can be in its image and likeness. Now, let us look at how. So, the mother hen will lay the eggs. What it can do is to incubate the eggs to become like itself. How school would the egg go to become like the mother hen? Everything in the eggshell holds the potential to turn the egg into the mother hen. Now let us look at the structure of the egg. Can anybody tell me that looking at this egg, can it become like a fowl? I want an answer. Just look at this thing. Is it like the hen? No. But the one who laid it knew that it is in its image and likeness. So the only way this thing can become like the mother hen has to go through incubation. And when it's going through the incubation, then the egg will begin to know the reality of what is there for. Now, let's go back. The germinal disc, you see the small thing there, we call the germinal disc. It's a tiny particle in the egg. We have the yolk, we have the chalaza, we have the eggshell, the cuticular, thick abdomen. All of them are just going to help the germinal disc. So at this point, the germinal disc is serving as a soul for the egg. And that is what is going to make it become like the mother hen. So that germinal disc is very, very key. If it is not there, the egg cannot transform to become a hen. Okay. Now, this is where let us all adopt wisdom. And let us ask ourselves, if the egg has to become like the mother hen, what process should it go through to become like the mother hen? You know, the germinal disc, when it comes to stage 1, we realize that the germinal disc is like a soul in the entire egg. It means that it has started the journey of becoming like the mother hen. When you go to the 2, 3, 4, you see that it is changing its form. The germinal disc is now understanding and acquiring knowledge, consciousness, energy about the mother hen in the eggshell. So after 20 days, it was ready to come out as a chick. Then 21 days, it came out in the image and likeness of the mother hen. So now, if we don't try to investigate life, we buy eggs, we just eat eggs. But eggs are fowls. Likewise, when God also decided to create humanity, He has to create them in His image and likeness. So how can God also create somebody or a being in His true image and likeness? God has created a lot of spirits, God has created a lot of angels, but none of the angels of creation He calls an image and likeness of Him. Because none of anything in the universe can transform to become as perfect as God is. It is only human beings that have that potential. So we have now let's go to the germinal disc inside the eggshell, which symbolizes the soul, is the only element, a form of energy that has the potential to grow. The rest is packed with the energies and consciousness of the mother hen. During incubation, the germinal disc starts absorbing the energies and the consciousness in the eggshell. At every stage of the incubation, the germinal disc acquires understanding of the real nature of the mother hen. So when the system started, when there was an incubation, the incubation period started, the germinal disc started absorbing energies and then started understanding how the mother is and became just as the mother is. So if man has also been created in the image and likeness of God, likewise anything God has to create to become like Himself should be in the real image and likeness. The Son of God must look like Him. He should be full of energy, knowledge, and light, and be immortal just as God is immortal. And this is where the idea of creation started. If God now wants to create a human being, He cannot create anything outside the process through which He became what He is. So that is where the philosophy is. That is where I have to go and start from the measures of the creative energy, so that we will know the structure of the creative energy. so that we know the structure of man. Now, there was a need for God to create a mortal realm. Because if the hen wants to lay eggs, it should have a place that it will lay the eggs where it can hatch. But honestly, God is the highest level of consciousness, and everybody must aspire to be like him. So if God is the highest level of consciousness, and we want to aspire to become like him, what should be the process? God is knowledge. God is light. God is immortal. So if we should also be in the image and likeness of God, what do you expect man also to be? That's the question I want to ask. And I need answer from the audience. I need an answer. Can anybody tell me? If God is light,
so you have to practice about God, then you know who is God. You have to practice about God, then you know who is God.
You know God. Okay. If you want to be like God, then God has to tell you the process through which he became God, so that you can also be. And for the Christians, Jesus said, be as perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. It means that there's a possibility for you to be as perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. It is also written that don't you know that ye are gods? It means that every human being is a God, is a lesser God of God's own perfect self. So if anyone wants to be like God, then everyone must be in the image and likeness of God. There's no way an egg can be a fowl unless the egg incubates to exhibit the real qualities of the mother hen. So nobody can be like God unless man transforms to become as perfect as God is. Now, after the creative energy, that's God. And look at how man was also created. So the physical body was created. God put into man the dense gravity, which is always deceiving you that you cannot do it. Then he put into you his creative energy, that's the light, the spark of light that was in God from the beginning. And this darkness in you is what is deceiving you always, that you can never be like God. But it is preventing what is inside you to come out as God. Now, God has now made you an egg. He has given you the roots of himself, for you also to overcome your mortal self and become as perfect as God is. So there's no way anybody can be like God unless man transforms beyond his mortal self, become as perfect as God is. For the Christians, look, Revelation 21:7. God said, he that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. So he asked God, what must I overcome for I to become your son? Now, so this is how man has been. So this is the structure of man. We have the shell of mortality, that's the human being. We have the dense gravity, that is the gravity, which is the school of life. Then we have your body, and we have the soul, which is the speck of light, and that is you. So in every human being, there's that light, there's that energy of God in everybody. So every man is a potential God. Because the creative energy in yourself from the beginning in God, the same creative energy is in you. And this creative energy is not in any being apart from human beings. So if you don't know the value of man, you should start understanding the value of man. and it will lead us to peace. Now, this is the goal of humanity. If mankind is able to bring the light within him out, man has the power to take his body to heaven where God belongs. So for the Christians, you know that there was a time Jesus lifted himself up and left this world without being opposed by anything, because his body had been overcome by the energy within him. It is possible your body can be transformed for you to become as perfect as God is perfect. Now the big question I want to ask, have you ever asked yourself, why were you created? Have you ever asked yourself? Now, is it not a joke? Now, I've come to Accra for about 2 months. I'm coming to do a program. And because of that, before I came, I knew why I was coming. So now, let's say I hire a whole house and waste all my time by going around the city and just visiting places just to enjoy myself. At the end of the expiry of my agreement, tenancy agreement, I'll be informed you are leaving. Now ask myself, oh, so what have I achieved? But when I was coming here, I knew what I was about, so I spent every time profitably. So if you know why you're on this earth, you spend your time profitably and not chase about vanity. You should make your time very profitable and know the value. Now, the value of man, the real intelligence versus the psychic intelligence. Now, this is God, and God has created you in his image and likeness. Now, God is light, and God has everlasting life. God is immortal. He has no end. He has put into man his creative energy so that man can also attain that level of consciousness forever and ever. Once man has attained that, the physical consciousness, the shell, the human being you see is just a shell. It has an expiry date. It is only what is inside that doesn't have an expiry date. Your expiry date, you came to this world, you have rented an apartment. Maximum 100 days, 100 years, you are going. That's the end of your tenancy agreement. You are going. Whether you like it or not, you go. So your physical self doesn't have any permanent status, but your soul continues. I was asking somebody, when you die, where are you going? So, I'm going to heaven. I asked him, what part are you going with your physical? No. It is my soul now to go to heaven. I was asking the person, where did your soul come from? It came from God. Why didn't he choose to create you there but brought you here? It means that there's a purpose for which he brought you here. And you must know that purpose and live accordingly. We are actually joking. We have to live for the purpose of creation and the goal of humanity. Why? I'll be the most stupid person if I waste all my time to service my physical self. And at the end of the day, I leave everything with the flesh. And my soul walks out and looks back and asks me, what have you achieved? When I'm entering, I came naked and I'm going naked. So all that I labored for what? There's more to life. There's more to life than what we can. If we don't come to that realization, we continue living the way we are living, and we continue killing ourselves just because of wealth, power, and fame. Which profited nothing. So now let me ask you, I chanced on a robot that has the highest intelligence. And the interviewer asked, I don't know whether to call her or him or it. Why? It's behaving like human. And asked, oh, you are the most intelligent being on this earth. He said, oh, yes, I am. But there's one thing I don't have. Soul. Now you have a soul. You are chasing machines, thinking that they are the answers. You have what it takes to transform you to know everything about the universe. The answer is not your psychic intelligence. Psychic intelligence has a limit, and that is why we are struggling to survive. Whatever we are doing is not permanent, just because we just look at this physical and think that, oh, by tomorrow I'm gone, so I can do whatever I want. But you don't know that there is some life, there's something in you that doesn't die. So when you are planning your life, you should consider that one that has a permanent sort of business, and whatever you do to it, you go and take it. If you realize this, it will serve as a guide. And begin to behave, and know that even when I have power, the power is a responsibility, but not power to abuse. The mother realm cells are the dense gravity, and the soul cells are the spark of light to go through the dense gravity to overcome. When the soul expands in the realm of mortality, it absorbs the energy and the knowledge of God. The consciousness of the soul expands. The moving from stage to stage, man will finally overcome the dense gravity in him. By then, it has acquired all the knowledge and power and everything about God. We are here to be like God. That is why we are here. The school we go, the school we attend, is to acquire what I call employable skills, because so that I can get a job to do. But that is not knowledge that takes us out of this world. So I'm a professor, and so what? How this money will go down, the professor will go down. It is my soul that matters. Now, let's talk about the school of life. Assuming the head started a school, it started from the first stage, second stage, the third stage. Gradually, it was gaining consciousness about the mother head. The same way, like the missions here, when you go to school, you have a program. Let's say School of Agric, you have a program. Everything about Agric is in the program. You start level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, what have you. At the end of the level 4, you should acquire everything about the program. Then you become a qualified. Then you get your certificate. Now, if you want to be like God, it's all about life. God is life. So the school that you must attend is the school of life that has no physical barriers. God has created everything, and everything is inside you, just as like the mother hen created the egg. So Jesus told his disciples, when they say, no, you go there, go not after them. For the kingdom of God is what? Inside you. If the kingdom of God is inside you, where am I going to look for it? Why the kingdom of God is inside you is that the light of God is inside you. The creative energy of God is inside you. And this is what is going to transform you to become like God in his image and likeness. He brought you here into the school. Now, I'm a professor. I want my child to become a professor. So I just give my child that title just because I am a professor. It is not so. You were given the professorship because of the knowledge you have acquired. So your child can only become a professor like you when your child has gone through the same knowledge acquisition. Else the child can never be like you. to be like God, we should not sit down and say that I can be like God. Because God is light, and God is knowledge, and God created the entire universe. So if you want to be like God, one day, when you become like God, you can also create a universe as God has created the universe. Now, this is the school of life where we start from. Now, this is where, you see, this is your soul, and this is the physical plane, level of consciousness of God. Now, your soul enters this realm through the door of birth. Then it takes a physical body. Now it has been absorbed into the school. So it is this physical body that is going to use to nurture the soul. So by the door of birth, you enter. By the door of death, you leave it. It is like you entered the school. At the end of the semester, you leave. You leave everything there, you go and come back and continue. When you learn, make good use of your time, you see that the soul is increasing. It is becoming light, and it is overcoming the darkness that initially was. Then you are getting closer to God. The consciousness of God is being built in you. Closer you are getting to God, and the time will come, you cannot come again because you have overcome. But the school of life, once you become, I was once asking my friend and brother, Dr. Nori, are you still a student at TTU? Oh no, I'm a registered, yes. Because you have completed the school, you cannot go there, but you come there as a teacher. You get it? So this is what we must do. When you are on this earth, you take the human body, and the human body is what has given you the opportunity to become God. Now when we come here, we think that it's because of money we are here. That is why this being part of the peace, the blueprint. We think that we came to this world because of money, so we don't know any other thing. We kill, spread falsehood, do whatever we want to do to this body, for this body to be satisfied. But we have forgotten that we sleep every day and wake up. When you wake up, before you come to meet the properties you have, one day you sleep and one day you will not come back. So you see how waste that becomes. We don't even have control over when to sleep and when you need to wake up. Just tell yourself, I'm not going to sleep for 1 month. It is impossible. You can't. It is telling you that you don't have control over yourself. Let alone the properties you have acquired. They are not yours. The purpose of your existence must be strictly adhered to. And when we take this into ourselves, it will go a long way to when we are behaving towards other human beings. You know that we are all human beings, all one family. Everybody here was created by the creative energy. So we are all one family. Am I lying? There should be no discrimination. There should be no racism. We are all one people of the same God. And I tell you honestly, the soul in you is the same soul in the white man, the same soul in the blue man, and the same soul in every man. Everybody was created by God equally, but differently classified in the way of living their lives, making discrimination totally unnecessary. Oh, Professor, okay, fine. Maybe a child like this may have a bigger soul than myself. You see, so we should value souls. So we should not look at the body differences and where we find ourselves. Then it will give us the opportunity to love human beings, to be truthful to human beings, so that we have that peace that we're looking for. So this is then the cycle of life. You start the world, you come into the world as a small soul. The more it goes, you increase in size. And the knowledge, that's the soul in you, that's the real self, increases. And eventually you join God and become as perfect as God is. Now, this is the interwoven structure of God and man. Whatever God has created, every human being that God has created and He has put His spirit in him, His soul, every man is connected to God. So this is the interwoven structure of God and man. And that is why you meditate. You don't speak. You keep quiet and you meditate and you get to God because He is already connected to you. You enter into a room that nobody is there, you speak and God hears because you are already connected to Him. Now, if you are connected to God and somebody also connected to God, when you are killing somebody, who are you killing? When you are destroying somebody, who are you destroying? And after that, you go and kneel down and pray to that same God. What are you doing? The reason why we should lay emphasis on the value of man. Now, coming to viewers discussions advice. Look at how man has turned into. And you understand what I'm saying. Man doesn't know that the human being is torturing or doing anything to is his own brother and his own sister. And they are all coming from one same God that he says he's serving. So when you do that, when you sin against man, that is why when you sin against man, go and beg that man before you go and kneel down to pray. When you have sinned against God, so don't go to God to ask anything. So you see how wicked we become. If you know, we value man and we see man as ourselves. Do unto others what you want others to do unto you. And these people doing that, when you are coming to their house, they will block the way with huge security that you cannot enter. You are preventing your children to be killed. And you kill others. For what? What do you want to achieve? And I'm telling you, it's all vanity. You make nothing out of it. You see? Yes. The person you saw is a brother, is a sister like you also. You also have sisters. Look at what is happening. And some people will be applauding. Now from today, let's the emphasis on the value of man. And we go along with now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll come to the part 2, that is the fundamental law of peace. Before we can talk about the laws of peace, first, peace is achieved for man, by man, and by men. Nobody offends God if he has not offended any man. Nobody can offend God. Your God you cannot see. So how can you offend him? You can't slap him. How do you offend him? But when I slap this my beautiful queen mother, that is why I offended God. When I support her, that is where I supported God. So the good I do is for humanity, and the bad I do is same. So whatever you do to man, you should see it as doing to God, seriously. Then let's come to the fundamental law of peace. Then let us apply this and see if we can get there. Now, during the process of the emergence of KGB, it was rather that the spark of light was a form of energy that finally dominated, and that was the positive energy. In a sense, in the rest, the spark of light was love. The gravity was also a form of energy that, even though seemed to be opposing from the beginning, rather nurtured the spark of light to attain immortal consciousness. There was the negative energy in the equation of life. Now, when you add +1 to -1, definitely you get 0. So, the form of energy, that is where the light started reacting with the darkness. So it was the positive energy that was growing and the negative energy was opposing. Now you can only overcome when you are challenged, when you oppose. When nobody opposes you, you don't do anything. Assuming we are here and we don't have any challenges, we will never develop anything because we don't need anything to develop. And you see that development, scientific development technologies are coming from necessities of life. So when we are confronted with challenges, that is where we create. And the more we create, the more we advance. So when we are not advanced, we are not opposed, we don't grow. So this brings us to the equation +1 - 1 is equal to 0. Now the +1 represents love, -1 represents the truth, and the 0 represents peace. Why? +1, love grows, but truth is always static. Truth does not grow. Truth is truth, doesn't grow. So it is love that overcomes the truth. And when you overcome the truth, they form a neutral being 0. And this brings us the equation +1 - 1 is equal to 0. And this makes God a status of equilibrium. He's so perfect that he has every quality in him. The positive in him, the negative in him, and the neutral is also in him. So he can punish and he can be merciful. So we have the 3 unique laws: the perfect law, the divine law, and the neutral law. And these 3 come together to create the fundamental law of peace. Now, these 3 principles, these 3 qualities. Now, for the Christians, Jesus said, "Father, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." What is the will of God that is done in heaven? Apart from truth and apart from love, what again? Well, God is love and God is truth. And because of that, His peace. And in heaven, there's absolute peace, serious peace, because there's no hatred, there's no falsehood, there's no backbiting, there's no stealing, there's no robbery, there's no corruption. And they see you with doing certain things, then your own children will come after you. And that is where peace cannot exist in your own home. So the fundamental principles are practical living qualities. Peace cannot be achieved in a vacuum. Peace is not in a vacuum. Whenever you find peace, you will see love there and you see truth there. These 2 principles will come together and find peace. So anytime you say there's peace, you see love there and you see truth there. Am I lying? Very good. But anytime there's hatred and falsehood, then chaos starts. After the world was created, the natural law, which we call nature, was instituted to govern the entire universe. Now, after the mortal realm, now the universe has been created. Now a world has been created, so there should be a law to govern it. So nature, the natural law which we call nature, was instituted to govern the entire universe, making the universe autonomous. The natural law serves as the constitution and the regulating mechanism that controls everything in space. Within the natural law, a system called the pivot of justice was instituted to make sure man does not deviate from the fundamental law of peace. Adherence to the fundamental law is mandatory and not a choice. Now, this is the pivot of justice. The pivot of justice is always in equilibrium. It means that when you love and you are truthful, there will be peace. Now, when Adam and Eve were created, according to the Bible, we want to quote, when they were created, and they had not done anything, the pivot of justice was equilibrium and make sure that you rather upgrade but not downgrade. Now, when the soul is created, the pivot of justice will be in a state of equilibrium, so the soul enjoys peace. When the soul begins to sin, the pivot of justice begins to tilt, creating darkness in the soul, thereby attracting negative energy to compromise this peace of the individual. This counts as a punishment to the soul. This is a fundamental principle, so there's no way anyone can escape. The more one sins, the pivot of justice continues a downward trend, thereby worsening the situation by bringing more negative energies to take one's peace away. The problem is, don't think that when you are masculine, you are peace. When you go through the crude ways, nature will take from you the light and bring you the negative energies. Even though you see the malice, but you suffer for it. So, we should not see peace as something that somebody creates for us. We create the peace for ourselves. By doing the right thing, individual peace must be achieved individually. And if you don't pursue the agenda of achieving individual peace, global peace can never be achieved. We will compromise that peace because I am a liar and I will continue to be a liar. So I will never effect changes in anywhere I am. Wherever I am, there will be problem. So it's all about the mindset. We should change the mindset and live the good qualities. At certain time, we put problems. We always pin fingers at politicians and leadership. I tell you honestly, we are contributors to our own problems. And in your own home, what can you do to ensure that your own home has that peace? The peace I'm talking about, it should be within your own families, within your own homes, within your own workplaces, within your communities, and everywhere. You don't expect the government to bring you that peace. Be a contributor to peace. For everybody is an ambassador of peace. Now, this is the pivot of justice. You see, when it is in equilibrium, so when we sin, then it tilts. And darkness gets into your system and takes your peace away. So, assuming I've stolen a lot of money, I bought myself beautiful mansions, and beautiful, I bought new planes and what I knew. Nature has already taken away some peace out and filled it with negative energies. And it is attached to my soul. If I don't get it here, I'll get it somewhere. You can't free it. You can't run away from it. Don't think that I will die and go. You lie, you pay for it. Your soul is going to pay for it. So if you know that, then don't tell yourself, let's eat and drink, for tomorrow we die. No. You don't die. You live it forever. It will just be a change of house. But the Lord will follow you wherever you are. When I commit any offense and I run up from Accra to Cape Coast, would the law in Ghana not chase me and get me there and prison me? It will get me. So we cannot run away from the national law. And we should keep that in mind. Now, peace is not just the absence of war and conflict, as we perceive, but when one is inwardly and emotionally satisfied with one's circumstances, and such satisfaction must have a positive impact on himself, his neighbor, his environment, and the world at large. So peace is not just absence of conflict. It's when you are inwardly and emotionally satisfied. So if I've done a lot of things, I have my own money and I cannot sleep, I'm not satisfied. Emotionally, I'm not satisfied. Inwardly, I'm not satisfied. And the peace I don't have. So we should not just talk about the peace outside, the peace within. Individual peace, therefore, can be achieved when everyone does the right thing. This is the fundamental principle. You can't run away from it. Sin is committed when one kills against the fundamental law of peace. Even though man has the right, but the rights are subjective to the fundamental law of peace. We talk about human rights, that's okay. But human rights must be subjected to the fundamental law of peace. If I do anything that will affect me negatively and the one around me negatively, it is not peace. Even though I am satisfied with it, but it is negatively impacting the society, and that cannot be accepted as a fundamental, as a human right. A right must be impactful. I should have come here naked, and I believe that nobody would have been able to sit there and look at me. Why? Then because it is abnormal. Though that is my right. So I should also look at right. My right should be fundamental, subjected to. My right should be subjected to the fundamental law of peace. So I should know that, though things that I do I have my own rights, but make sure they don't inflict on other people's rights. This means that whatever man does has its positive and negative impact on himself, environment, and the society. One's negative behavior has a negative impact on oneself and the society. One positive behavior has a positive impact on oneself and the society. And that is true. Two people can go to war and it will affect a multitude of people. It's all about behaviors. So if two people are changed, they begin to go by fundamental law, they begin to laugh, they begin to be truthful. You see that wars that we are facing all over the world will come down. Because it is not about just trying to protect my territory, but I also look at the human lives that I'll be destroying. And know that the human beings that I'm destroying are humans as myself, and they are the most precious thing God has ever created. So before I plan to go and kill, I tell myself, they are also human beings as myself. I can't. And the wars will stop. So when you grow a mango seed, you reap a mango fruit. When you grow a tomato fruit, you reap a tomato fruit. So whatsoever you sow, so shall you reap. If you sow hatred, you reap it. If you sow good, you reap it. Now, let us look at the good qualities that can promote the peace I'm talking about. Love and truth always brings us peace. Am I lying? Negative. Hatred and falsehood always brings us what? Chaos. So which of the two should we choose? Which of the two should we choose? Which of these two should we choose? Yes. Then if all of us convince ourselves to choose this, then we should vow within ourselves to live these principles, to live these qualities. And this should be the beginning of the way to peace. And that peace is going to be sustainable. Because once I've accepted to live in peace with my sister and my brother, and I don't have anything again to battle about, to fight about. So it becomes sustainable. Now, if I and Nana has a problem, somebody comes and resolves. Well, the qualities in me and the qualities in her has not changed. You will come back to fight. You will come back. It's a temporary way of resolving issues, but permanently it should be change of qualities. And the positive qualities will affect the positive settlement that you have, and it becomes sustainable. Now, attributes of love. You see how beautiful selflessness, affection, empathy, compassion, respect, trust, commitment. Which of these will bring chaos? None. Attributes of truth. Yes, accuracy, consistency, transparency, honesty, clarity, evidence-based, objectivity. Which of these will bring chaos? Attributes of peace. Look at non-violence, unity, respect, justice, stability, forgiveness, empathy, dialogue, sustainability, coexistence, and environmental harmony. And you see the attributes of peace. Now, let's get to attributes of hatred. Intense emotion, dehumanization, prejudice, close-minded, inflexibility, destructiveness, blindness to positive qualities. As for that one, whether you are being good, I close my mind and say, oh, it is not true. You are doing nothing. And just because I hate you. Then, continues. Then let's talk about attributes of falsehood, deception, misinformation, intentional inaccuracy, dishonesty, manipulation, and what have you. When you put them together, this is what brings, there are some key threats to sustainable peace. Armed conflict, terrorism, violence, extremism, political instability, and what have you. So whatever, the peace that we are not enjoying, they are our own making. We don't need UN to sit down to look for peace for us. It is for individuals to look for that peace. Our focus is to strengthen the capacity of young people in schools, collaborate and network with relevant institutions for greater impact, undertake research and support peace and development, baseline survey on socio-economic, legal survey and conflict and development. Then the strategies to strengthen capacity, collaborate for greater direct programs on root causes, and school peace clubs, community peace clubs, and what have you. We have started rebuilding, forming peace clubs in a lot of institutions. With a membership of about 5,000, and we want every school to have peace clubs. And we want community to have peace clubs. We want in the military for us to get peace clubs in the military, the peace club in the prison service, peace in everywhere, even the security services must also form peace clubs. And this is not for us alone, not for Ghana, this is for the entire world. Because I am not the one who is going to bring the peace, but the quality of love and truth is what is going to do it. And the quality of love and truth does not thrive with money or on money. It thrives on human resources. Once you are a human being and you live these qualities, you will be promoting peace without cash. You don't spend anything by promoting peace in your homes. So don't tell you when to bring you money before you can start doing it. You can do it without spending anything. Sit down with your children at home, your wife at home, your husband at home, and talk about peace. Talk about love and talk about truth. Teach your children the way they should grow with love, and truth. When you teach a child the way it should grow, he will never depart from it. So that we build a future of peace, a future that has a full of harmony, reconciliation, with oneness, seen ourselves as one family, because after all, we need nothing but just to develop our souls and to become as perfect as God is. Now, research and innovation for peace, environment, women, marginalized, creative thinking, leadership. So we do a lot of research work to back. And this is why we do collaboration with a lot of institutions to achieve this. Now, my concluding remarks. Benefits of the blueprint for sustainable peace. 2023 alone, economic cause of conflict and violence in the world, this is World Bank report, was $19.1 trillion. Just economic cause of conflict and violence, just that, cost us 19.3 trillion. Now, the annual cost for SDGs from 2023 to 2030 is about 5.4 trillion million. Now, how do we achieve the sustainable development goals? Once $19.1 trillion are being used for violence and conflict. And we just need this money to bring the sustainable global peace and sustainable goals. Now, when we come to Africa, Africa spends $18 billion a year. Cost of conflict in Africa, that affects about 15 to 20% of our GDP. So if we change our mindset with this blueprint initiative, we can save 15 to 20 billion, we can improve the GDP by that. And we save the world $19.3 trillion, $1 trillion. When we get to the GDPs, let me come to the sustainable development goals. We are talking about no poverty, zero hunger, good health, and what have you, good education, and what have you. Let me ask, with this $19.1 trillion that we are throwing overboard, can't it save the world? Can't it reduce poverty? Can't we get that no poverty? So if you don't redirect our path to this sustainable peace, the blueprint for sustainable peace, and stop the way we behave, we will be able to achieve these development goals without any problem at all. And we're saving a lot of lives. Now, the blueprint will reduce conflicts. Apart from getting billions of dollars to support development of humankind, we will save the world infrastructure damages, like when you go to Ukraine, you can't even imagine how it was. Loss of human lives, achieve the SDGs, growth in the world GDP by 15 to 20% annually, and 310,000 deaths from violence every year will also be prevented. If we should change just the mindset. And this is what we have to work towards to achieve a global peace. That is why I didn't talk about the peace in Ghana. Because the peace in Ghana can be compromised if the external forces do not also have a change. So it should be a global agenda. Now, addressing these threats to peace requires collective action, cooperation, and effective strategies at the national, regional, and international levels. Promoting conflict prevention, fostering dialogue, upholding fundamental human rights, strengthening good governance, addressing root causes of breaches of peace, and promoting sustainable development are essential in building more peaceful and secure world. If the world realizes the purpose of creation and the goal of humanity with emphasis on the value of man, and living strictly by the fundamental law of peace, with much emphasis on love and truth, the world will experience sustainable global peace. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can do it one more time for Professor Duncan. Prof wants us to quickly follow up with the Q&A, but because we can't, we would have loved that everybody would have asked questions, but we can't. So please, we beg you, we will limit it to we'll limit it to 10, but we'll have first 5, Prof will answer, and then we'll take the next 5. We acknowledge your time and we are grateful for your patience. So please, my brother Roy, our communications manager, would take questions. Okay, we have the first from our Mr. Honorable Cranton, our independent presidential candidate is number 10 on the ballot. Please, Roy, let's hear him.
Hello, Chief. Thank you. I think he deserves an awesome hand. Oh, thank you. I think a segment of this should be in our curriculums because this is the essence of life. I didn't know this was what I was going to see coming here today, and I'm so thankful you gave us this. You're an epitome of peace, and I think you preach it well. I think based on what you have said, I can honestly say that as a human being, we glow out of consciousness. And it's that energy that we need to impact the people around us, especially being responsible citizens, especially being politicians. My question to you is, and I know you know all the big people in politics, God. Why have we allowed our politicians to degenerate Ghana to this extent that we have become a laughing stock of the world? A person cannot give peace if they are in suffering. To be able to give peace, you have to be at peace. We are not at peace. How do we solve this problem if we do not bring to power responsible people who are glowing with light because they're operating at a high level of consciousness? We need to solve this problem because we cannot have this breed of politicians leading Ghana. Now, that's my question.
Oh, thank you very much. You know, there's always a beginning of a journey. Many things are wrong. That is why I did not blame politicians alone. Everybody, you and I, are contributors to what we have today. So the blueprint actually does not blame, but rather teach, correct what is wrong to right. At certain times, we don't know what we are doing wrong. So this is the time I believe that the blueprint is going to address. And just as you said, we are going to organize workshops, we are going to organize training, not only in Ghana, but even at the UN level, where all the stakeholders in peace have to be given this blueprint. So we are starting from somewhere, and because of that, I don't have any cause to condemn anybody. What I can do is to bring a blueprint to change, to bring an improvement to what we are already doing and push our way forward. And when we talk about peace, there are a lot of strategies that we don't talk about in public. If there's a need to meet groups to talk about, every group will have its own comprehensive strategy to deal with. So your point has been taken, but for me, let us start a new journey and make sure that this becomes an impactful one. I think everybody should be an ambassador of peace. Politicians, individual chiefs, and I must applaud my able chiefs here, His Royal Majesty, and His Royal Otumfou, which was representative with here with us, that's in the together you can make it. Don't worry, we'll start from somewhere.
First of all, I want to thank you for giving us the scientific aspect of peace, coupled with the understanding of peace. You see, I come from a very remote area in Ghana. Currently, there's war in Boko. As I speak to you now, gunshots everywhere currently, as I speak to you now. It's fighting all over. We ignore certain aspects of it, and we think that certain people do not matter. By the time we realize it escalates, and it becomes a global war. The little things we ignore in fighting for peace and making sure that we live peaceful are the things that become very great and bigger and becomes a problem we can't solve anymore. We have 3 weeks elections. People are moving away from Boko, leaving the Boko community and migrating to Accra. I don't see anybody working towards making that place a very peaceful community. My contribution is that you've done a lot. But you see, in order to get peace, we need to look at talking about mindset. The change of mindset is very important in determining peace. So in as much as you're talking about peace, the mindset of our people, our attitude, our behavior, we can have love. People love each other, yet they fight. You see a man and a wife in love, and the next day they are fighting. It's all about the mindset. How do we change that mindset of ours to live in peace, in harmony, and understand each other? The major problem in Africa that we don't attain peace is poverty. The problem is poverty. People are suffering. People cannot get 3 square meals. Some lifestyle of others make it a threat for others not to have action. You go out Ghana here, some people are living a luxurious life. Politicians, let's put it that way. And then the ordinary citizen cannot get 3 square meals. And you think you'll be at peace with everybody? This morning when we were coming, my security officer saw a man talking and shouting and making noise. He told me, boss, look at the way he's talking. I said, leave him. He asked why. I said, poverty. It is poverty. It's nothing. It's hunger. Because if you see a man walking and talking, it's all about hunger, his stomach. He hasn't eaten the whole day. You are normal, you have eaten. He hasn't eaten the whole day. So peace is expensive, but war is more expensive than peace. And leaders, Christian leaders here and political leaders here, this is the time for us to help Ghana become peaceful before, during, and after the elections. And as a matter of fact, we all need to contribute to this peace, not the media. You are the very people who can help us attain peace. So I'm pleading with all of you, the blueprint here, share it, pick bits of it where we can all promote it and let it go far. And let it go far so that all of us will have peace. I know it can be possible for us to attain peace throughout the whole life, but at least let's try something. Because me, I don't like blood. I don't want to see blood. So when you were showing that thing, I didn't want to look. I didn't even look. Because if I look, I can't sleep. As a matter of fact, some of us don't even want to see that. That is why in every aspect in Ghana here, where there's peace, I'll be here. I was in Volta reading yesterday at night. By 11:30 in the night, I was in Volta. I left early dawn and came here just to come and attend.
Thank you very much.
I thank you very much. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make it greater. Thank you.
Your point is taken, and that is why we invited you here to contribute to that peace we're looking for. We are very, very grateful for you coming. And this is not just a lunch. It's the beginning of a change. And that positive change is starting from Ghana and it will get to every part of the world. So we do our best and we need all of you to support us to make this possible.
Greetings, Rastafari love to everybody. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your wonderful speech. And you talk about love, you talk about speech, peace. But how would you get peace without equal rights and justice? Like everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. Because there's a lie. So how do we achieve peace without equal rights and justice? My name is Original Rascorbe, also known as Nikwe Chuimpese the First. Sure!
Oh, Rasta? Yes, I think that is why you've been invited here. Let us see what we can do together to make this world a happy place for all of us to live in. So we need your contribution, and I believe that it will help us change the world. Thank you very much. Take the last question. Take the last question.
All right. Thank you for the opportunity to ask questions. And I want to also commend our Professor Samuel Duncan for that excellent delivery. I am Victoria Lebanet. I'm an actress, humanitarian, and serial entrepreneur. I am standing in here for the youth of Ghana because I once witnessed, I think the previous demonstration we had concerning Galamsey, Stop Galamsey. I think that the youth of Ghana has to also play a very pivotal role when it comes to peace, because the future belongs to the youth and the young ones and the whole generation. How can we mobilize the youth of Ghana to be able to stand in the forefront when it comes to peace, especially in our country and beyond? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your question. And I'm also grateful for your support. Okay. And we're also going to make you an ambassador for this blueprint project. And we also will take you through some training so that you align with what we want to do for humanity. So later we will discuss that. And
Professor, my own brother, God bless you and continue to enrich you and bring whatever is in you to affect the lives of people who really don't want to understand the value of life and importance of mind.
thank you.
God bless you. I'm with you, and as you know, my name is Bishop Dr. Peter Bujosaki, the Director General of United Nations Youth Association, which is the founder of United Nations Youth Association Ghana. Prof, this question comes to you. God has made us to be free moral agents. We have the ability to choose. God has created an environment for choice, and everybody is yearning to establish himself that God has given him power to subdue the world and dominate the world. Here we are. Darkness will come and light will come, and always there is but an inner peace that we want. How do we bring the heads of the states together? How do we bring the leadership together in a very humble way, in a place that maybe it will be in the closed doors, so that we talk peace into their mind and teach them as you have taught us? How do we read that? That's my question.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bishop. It is also part of a plan to do a presentation of this blueprint at even at the UN and other relevant institutions, major stakeholders across the globe. So it is not going to end here. This is the beginning. And when we meet them, and this is why at my last, I think the third public lecture, the emphasis on leadership across the globe. Because they have the power and they can help us achieve the global, sustainable global peace that we are looking for better. So I think you are not out of place, and it is in line. It is what we're planning. So after this, the action will continue. So thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Would have loved, as I earlier on said, take all of your questions, but we also had press for time. And okay, so we hear that the unit committee member for the area is here. It's only fair. Okay.
Yeah. But with my KP.
Yes.
But the Honorable Officer Israel, now unit committee member, yeah, 45,300 across the country. Prof, anything we to a baby piano, now unit committee member, you're important, Bio. Ye Juma and Cassa was a no, ye fire ye. I do assembly band, any unit committee members, yes, ye posters. Ye call round a Cassa and in Profoyon Conform, Omutie, Omopesa, ye baby. Into me question is said. She say na to a baby and a giant baby. A comedy. Na peace now can one seminal. A bad thing at the mayor Juma. Oh, your communities more. Ah, MP, our common fund. A honor walk. Uncle sorry, I'm about 7 members. On my unit committee members walk. Yen any conformity. Yen bit revenue. Ama, I buy Uncle Borobio. Yen, a bit mamma, I cried a little city in Africa. Aye, Juma. Never be brave, why bit me aye. In the comments of a boy unit committee members, let's make me a promoted peace. May I say, Yamin Kong.
No, I don't for question. I'm saying, I say, as of day and now crab person, never be brave. It's a day to my age. And one said, yeah, the fucking number. I did me if you do a star Asia and I'm prepared. And then, India, it's not just a India, you're not bedding it out. You have to clear the first one. The bit me up my asugeno, Abba. The near Baba, the name Musubaya, and you'll be a bedding it out. Now, yes, sir, the padre, Abba. Ọdọ nípa ẹbẹdọ nípa ní ewu nípa fọsọ ní nípa ní bua aso tìmjídì sẹ ẹbẹhwẹ báyìí.
All right, if we will have to also be gender bias, let's go to our Queen Mothers and let's take one question from our Queen Mothers who are also present. Madam, Anna.
Mbeji no be yedrumo dedicate. Me on behalf of Papa. Obabi le question for me. Away about equity. What be a question? What fair were your equal? The many your way near me coquette, maybe I'm a few. The one that you she, Bonnie of any intentions. Be your man, a pacifico. I'll change the dialect so that both will understand me. Bro, you spoke about equity, and you taught us something this morning about equity. But I want to ask, what should be done so that those that are down should be brought closer to those that are up, so that equity will work among us. Equity in us bring peace. Because when I can see people going up there, and I am down, and there is nothing to push me up, when my tension rises, I'll pick something to attack the top people. This is very serious. Yeah. Secondly, I want to advise all the Queen Mothers in the house. We are the women, and we need to rise and speak about peace. Preach peace, eat peace. Wherever you are, we have only one Ghana. That we don't have anywhere to go. So we should preach peace no matter what. And lastly,
please, at this juncture, with Madam has advised, we will invite the rep of His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Honorable Ebenezer Ni, please, the head of the military and the GJA president. We will also invite the president for the executive secretaries for the Peace Council and the representative of the Electoral Commission, Mrs. Rebo. You will join, and our eminent chiefs present, the King of Accra and the representative of Otumfou. Please join us on stage as we go. And the Cyprian Kobo, the board chairman of the core RMC, and the team to join us, please, on stage as we join the president. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the time we have been waiting for. We are going to light a symbol to the world that yes, today we have lined the blueprints of the global peace mission. Please, let us all be upstanding. Let us all be upstanding, ladies and gentlemen. Please, would you? Please, all flag bearers present, Honorable Hassan Ayariga, all flag bearers, the ambassadors, representatives of the ambassadors, please, can you join us? Please, the main action is the globe, so please, Roy, ensure that we can divide ourselves into 2 equal parts. Thank you very much. The media, this is something we have to take note of. This is something that it is going to stand as a symbol for that today, 18th November 2024, we have launched the Global Peace Blueprint. Ladies and gentlemen, media, if you are ready, please. Okay, we should put the podium for the media. Okay, that's okay. Are you ready? So please, it is your count from 6. So we count downwards. Please, we are blocking the media. Medikal, please join. Medikal, the youth ambassador, one of Ghana's celebrated musicians. He is an advocate for peace. AMG Medikal. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for AMG. Kelvin, are we okay now? Can we go now? Ladies and gentlemen, please, at your count, Mr. President, you have the mic. At your count, we are launching the symbol that will indicate that today, men and women in uniform, students, traditional leaders, groupings, joined us for the launch of the Global Peace Blueprint. It has taken us 36 years to get here. If you are ready, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President, it's a count of 6 downwards. And I know my men in the fire uniform, my men in the military uniform, my men in the prisons and police will help me count from 6 and we go down. If you are ready, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we have found the blueprint. Wave the flags. Let the world know that today we have learned the blueprint. Ladies and gentlemen, get the core anthem ready. Please get the core anthem ready. Get the core anthem ready. This is it. Professor Duncan, with the company of the Mantse, the rep of the Otumfou to. Yes. Are we ready to go? Bye. This is the moment we have been waiting for. And we have landed to the glory of God. Bye, let's go. Cover anthem, please. Cover anthem. Bye, let's go. Increase the volume for us. The volume of the organ, please. Let's wave the flags. Let's wave the flags. Wave your flags. Thank you, our traditional leaders. You can have your seats now. Thank you so much. I can see my big mothers are excited. Big mothers, wave your flag. Media, capture our big mothers. Yes, capture our big mothers. Capture the Yokopa. I can see the Yokopa is giving them our support. Our Lady of Bush, the Ghana Fire Service is in the building. Ghana Fire Service, let's go. Yes, Ghana Prison Service, ahoy! Now my men in green, the military service of Ghana, Ghana Armed Forces, Air Force, let me use your say, ahoy! Yes, ladies and gentlemen, can we have our seats now? Can we have our seats? We acknowledge the Yokopai. Please prepare yourself for our performance. The Yokopai, please prepare yourself. At this juncture, we'll take messages. At this juncture, we'll take messages from this institution. Our first invite the President of the Ghana Journalists Association, Mr. Otumfou, to please give us a solidarity message to represent the media. The GJA President, please, with a hand of applause, let's welcome the GJA President, Mr. Otumfou. Oh, please, friends of the media, this is our home, this is our boss. Please make some noise for the GJA President.
Our own president, yes, our own president.
Good afternoon. Professor Duncan, let me commend you for a wonderful display. In fact, this places huge responsibility on us as the fourth estate of the realm to work assiduously to sustain and protect our enviable peace in Ghana. And I can assure you that the fraternity I lead will do just that to support your vision. Thank you so much. His Royal Majesty, the Chairman of the occasion, my very good brother and friend, who was instrumental in me becoming the president of the Ghana Journalists Association. I salute you this morning. King Taki Tekochu II, the Gamanche, President General of the Center of Awareness Global Peace Mission, COA GPM, Professor Samuel Atudanka, the rep of His Royal Majesty Otumfou 32, the Executive Secretary of the National Peace Council, the Board Chairman of COA GPM, all protocols duly observed. It feels great to address you this morning, it is even afternoon, in the presence of a wonderful and a lovely audience. I am excited to say that I was at the maiden grand unveiling of the COA GPM in Cape Coast a few years ago. At the time, I was the organizing secretary of the GJA. And today, I'm here, again addressing you as the GJA president. I believe the peace of the Lord has been sufficient for all of us and to Team COA GPM led by Professor Atudanka. The Royal Majesty and Chairman of the occasion, it is important to note that every Ghanaian owes peace in high esteem and in high regard. Peace, they say, is a fragile commodity. You toy with it at your own risk. It is the reason the GJA attaches so much importance to this sustainable global peace mission being championed by an accomplished, illustrious son of the land, Professor Samuel Atudanka. my good friend, through whom many from far and near have found solace and peace by way of his herbal research and Green Code transformational agenda. Your Royal Majesty, as media practitioners, we are fully aware that global peace is crucial for humanity's well-being and prosperity. I have, on several occasions, stood on this very platform to reaffirm the Inky fraternity vis-à-vis the GJA's commitment towards peace before, during, and after elections. Your Royal Majesty, as media practitioners, as I indicated earlier, we are fully aware that global peace is crucial for humanity's well-being and prosperity. Without it, millions of people in the world will suffer from violence, displacement, and instability, which will automatically hinder their social progress and development. The theme of the program, Enhancing the Purpose of Creation and the Goal of Humanity, a necessary foundation for attaining sustainable global peace, could not have been more appropriate given the indispensable role humanity plays in ensuring sustainable peace. As I have been briefed, Prof's vision for the blueprint for global peace is to provide a comprehensive framework for addressing the complex challenges facing our world today and building a more peaceful and sustainable future for all. What else can be more pressing than this vision? For the blueprint to become a reality, we must all provide our support and accept our efforts. However, we must acknowledge that we live in a time marked by conflict, inequalities, corruption, and uncertainties. Despite our shared aspiration to envision a world free from conflict, celebrating differences, and fostering human harmony, we must acknowledge that achieving global peace will not be an easy task. Achieving global peace will require collective action, unwavering commitment, and a willingness to unite in our diversity. Your Royal Majesty, the GJ and all its relevant partners have been working hand in hand to promote peace and stability in our country as part of our contribution to global peace building. Consequently, we are conscious that the absence of global peace can lead to a decline in global economic growth, poor education, and deplorable healthcare system worldwide, which ultimately will affect the standard of living of all humanity. Your Royal Majesty, we will therefore, as a people, acknowledge the complexities of our world. Geopolitical tensions, local ethnic clashes, like what we are witnessing in Boko, as alluded by my very good friend, Asayarga, economic disparities, cultural divisions, and environmental degradation, such as Galamsey, threaten our collective well-being and, more importantly, attacks on journalists. Let me reiterate that an attack on journalists is a threat to attaining peace. As the president of the umbrella body of the media in Ghana, the safety of journalists is my priority, especially going into the December 7th elections. As you may be aware, Ghana is at a critical juncture in its democratic journey, where we are all preparing for the 2024 election. I don't need to discuss the ongoing political campaigns and the current political climate in the country, as we are all actively observing the unfolding event. However, we hope to enter the elections with no record of attacks on journalists. In conclusion, Your Royal Majesty, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to reiterate how to achieve global peace if we really want to. We must, one, foster inclusive dialogue, listening to diverse perspectives. Two, address root causes of conflict, inequality, poverty, and injustice, as alluded by most of the audience here. Promote cultural exchange, education, and people-to-people diplomacy. support sustainable development, climate action, and environmental stewardship, strengthen international cooperation, institutions, and law. We are not naive to the challenges ahead, but we are resilient, resourceful, and determined as a media to salvage and to protect the peace we enjoy in the country. Let us draw inspiration from Nelson Mandela's forgiveness and reconciliation, Malala Yousafzai's courage in the face of adversity in aspiring. The unsung heroes tirelessly strive for peace within their communities. Together, we can create a world where children grow up without knowing war. People celebrate differences rather than fear them, and they universally respect human rights. Your Royal Majesty, distinguished guests, attaining global peace is not a distant dream. It's a collective responsibility. Let us unite, take action, and forge a brighter future. I wish to, at this juncture, express the commitment of GJ to support and collaborate with the Center of Awareness Global Peace Mission to ensure that together we achieve sustainable global peace. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. President. He's the President of the Ghana Journalists Association, Mr. Albert Kabna-Jumfo. Now, if you just joined us, this is the 4th lecture and the launch of the Blueprint for Sustainable Global Peace, and it's under the auspices of the Center of Awareness Global Peace Mission, in collaboration with the Peace Council. We are live here at the International Conference Center here in the heart of Accra, and we are live on GH1 TV, TV3, Atinka TV, Ago TV, Lifestyle TV, Bright TV, TV Africa, and Youth TV. I'd like to caution that we need to brief our speeches as we are behind time. So from this speech onwards, let's try and cut it down to an average of 3 minutes, and then we can wrap up things and say a goodbye. Also in our midst is Emmanuel Geronimo Jane, a representative of the Embassy of Angola, and then the Chief Dr. Mohamed Sumtaba, President of the Council of Inner City Tribal and Chiefs and Queen Mothers. Honorable Ebenezer Gilbert Nina Nate, former Member of Parliament for Ablekuma Central, and he's representing the Vice President. Brigadier General Nyante, representing the Chief of Army Staff. Dr. Serbo Kweku, Director of Training at the Electoral Commission. Then Professor Christiana Hammond, Director at the Institute of Journalism, University of Media Arts and Communication. Dr. Kweku Danso is the Dean of Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center. Professor Ernest Eko Abano, Head of Department of Agricultural Engineers at the University of Cape Coast. Professor Mark Nilamte is the Kwa GPM Kingdom Builders. Dr. Kofi Donko is Head of Research and Innovation, Center for Plant Medicine Research at Mampong, Equiapim. And Professor Alex Asase is Executive Director for the Center for Plant Medicine Research at Mampong, Equiapim. Now we move on to listen to our next stakeholder right here. Do not forget that the various stakeholders for peace, law and order are here. They are ably represented by their leaders and their members as well. Next to present to you is the Executive Secretary to the Governing Board of the Peace Council, and his name is Dr. George Amo. A round of applause for him as he joins us.
Thank you very much. Your Royal Majesty, permit me to observe the protocols already ably established by previous speakers, and particularly my brother Albert, the GJ President. Your Royal Majesty, on behalf of the National Peace Council, I extend greetings and congratulations to Professor, until recently, probably let me say, was a member of the Regional Peace Council for the Central Region. And we are happy to be associated with you. This remarkable achievement aligns with our vision to harmonize and coordinate conflict prevention, management, and resolution efforts that the National Peace Council has been mandated to pursue in Ghana. Prof, your dedication to promoting the values of human life, love, and truth are essential elements for global peace and deeply resonate with the mandate of the National Peace Council. As outlined in Act 818 that established the Peace Council, we are happy that the launch of the blueprint today is really in touch with the vision to develop mechanisms to prevent, manage, and resolve conflicts across the country. Ghana and the world urgently need peace. Indeed, democracy is at a crossroads, and your tireless efforts is a beacon of hope. And I think today we've all seen that there is hope, especially for troubled spots in our world. The National Peace Council is proud to partner with you to launch this important blueprint, which we believe would contribute a lot to the peace of the world and particularly to the peace of our country, Ghana. Your Royal Majesty, as the country prepares for the general election in few days ahead, we reaffirm our collective commitment to ensuring that our country remains peaceful. Indeed, the Global Peace Index, since 2019, has ranked Ghana as either the first or the second most peaceful country within the sub-region of West Africa. In the latest rank, Ghana was ranked as the most peaceful in West Africa. But unfortunately, we lost the score. 2023, the year 2023, Ghana was ranked as the second, but with a superior score than the rank as the first for 2024. Which means that we have a lot to do. And therefore, we are very happy that we are launching this important document today. We will continue to promote dialogue, enhance peace education, support conflict resolution mechanisms, and encourage diversity as we approach particularly this year's elections. We have a lot, Your Royal Majesty, that we can celebrate as a people. A lot to celebrate in terms of our diversity. We can celebrate interfaith coexistence that binds us together, inter-ethnic coexistence. We have lived like this for years, and I want to use this occasion to encourage all Ghanaians that we have a lot that we can do, a lot that binds us together than divides us. Your Royal Majesty, on behalf, once again, of my chairman, Reverend Dr. Ernest Elijenfi, and the entire board and staff of the National Peace Council, I want to throw our unflinching support to the blueprint and to inform Prof that we are with you along the way. Any support that the National Peace Council has to give across the regions of our country and beyond, we are willing to do. And the same vein, I want to call upon other sectors, particularly the media, and I'm happy my brother DJ President have committed to helping roll out this blueprint in a way that will bring all Ghanaians on board. Once again, thank you, and we are with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can do it for the Peace Council. I call the Executive Secretary, Uncle George. Uncle, thank you. We used to visit Uncle way back in the morning. He was the only person we used to have a flash screen TV around 98, and he would check whether you have taken your bath before you come to his home. Uncle, this is me. I'm standing here today. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please, we would acknowledge our sponsors, and we are grateful to GH Schools. We are grateful to Kowa Manufacturing Company Limited. We are grateful to Kowa Ahofe and Sumafie. We are grateful to them. At this Gencha, I would also want to announce that I just finished chatting with our Queen Mothers, and they said they have a beautiful rendition of the General Assassin in Ghana. Are you ready, my man? So let me first take the Electoral Commission. When we are done, we'll come to you, okay? Yes, these are my Queen Mothers, and I must give them the privilege. Oh, me? Nigga, please, it's allowed, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay. Blessing, please, can you? The only guy I know is why you go in, but I don't even know the meaning.
And don't forget to add Belakwa as a sponsor for this event. Belakwa, thank you for sponsoring. We move on to listen to another stakeholder, and this is from the very commission that oversees elections in Ghana. We cannot talk about peace without involving them and the role they are playing in ensuring that there is peace in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the Director of Training at the Electoral Commission, Dr. Srebo Kweku.
Me, Chairman, the rep of Otumfou, my brother, Professor Duncan. I left the flag of the protocols raised by my previous speakers. I bring you greetings from the Electoral Commission. I like the conclusion part that love plus truth will ensure peace. And the emphasis that I liked most was that it depends on the individuals. So the emphasis is on you and me. What are we doing to sustain peace? I've always been saying that most of us will say election was free and fair. Election was not free and fair, without even appreciating what free and fair election means. So I always want to talk about what is free when we talk about election. And you cannot talk of free election without talking about the involvement of the various stakeholders. And who are the stakeholders of an election? Stakeholders are those whose actions affect or are affected by the election. So if you are here or you are listening to me and your action can affect election or your action can be affected by election, then you are a stakeholder. If you look at Article 42 of the Constitution, it says that every Ghanaian 80 years and above and of sound mind has the right to vote, and as a result should be registered. So the first basic stakeholder is the voter, of which all of us are. And if you are a stakeholder, what is your contribution to free election? You are supposed to register and vote without any inhibition. So once you have that opportunity, then the election is free as far as the voter is concerned. But when you talk of the fairness, what is your contribution? Are you also playing the game according to the rules? You are supposed to cast one ballot, but you decide to vote more than one. You are supposed to encourage people to campaign, including yourself campaigning, but you said, I will not allow people to campaign. You are supposed to register as a political party. You are supposed to abide by rules governing elections. Are you playing the game by the rules? Once you do anything contrary, you are not contributing to the fairness of an election. My brothers, the media and sisters, you are having free, contribution to free when nobody is stopping you from covering the elections, covering your activities. But are you also being fair to the other stakeholders? If now they are deep fake, you can misquote or you are biased in your presentation, you are also not being fair. As a political party, as a candidate, you are free when you can contest without restrictions. But you are also not being fair when you are frustrating your colleagues from also doing the same. Our security services, are they free to arrest anybody who goes contrary to the electoral laws? In that case, that is their contribution to free election. But if there's a superpower that does not allow them to do their work, then there's no fairness as far as their party is concerned. We are talking of civil society organizations. They are supposed to contribute towards educating people, enlightening people. If there are no inhibitions, the election is free to them. But if they themselves are also contributing to negative propaganda, then that also there's no fairness. Our development partners, most of them are foreigners. They are no voters. But what are their contributions? Are they able to speak? Are they able to advise? Are they able to sponsor activities of the elections? That is fairness on their part. But they themselves too should not go contrary to the laws. For example, a foreigner cannot sponsor a political party. So if they are doing that too, they are also not being fair to the elections. Then it comes to the Electoral Commission itself. We are supposed to be transparent and accountable to everybody, including Ghanaians. Are we also doing that? The Commission is saying we are going to insist on the transparency of the election. We will do our best with God on our side to give Ghanaians the best election done of this country. Going by that, then we are counting on everybody to also pledge that we are going to ensure sustainable global peace. Let us know that you are either a problem to it or you are a solution to it. You cannot say you are neutral. You are either a problem to sustainable global peace or you are a solution to sustainable global peace. Where are we? What is our decision? So on the 2nd of December, those who are doing the special or early voting will go to the poll and have their ballot cast. That the ballot will not be counted. They will be kept with the police armory. Then on the 7th of December, all of us will also go to the poll. We will cast our ballot. The ballot will be counted at the various polling stations. The results will be declared, including the special voting cast. The results will be declared at the various polling stations. Those polling station results will be sent to the constituency collation centers. They will be collated. The parliamentary one will be declared. The presidential will proceed to the regional collation center. From the region to the national, and the results will be declared. It is the pledge of the Commission that will do our utmost best to ensure that the choice of Ghanaians determine who becomes our MPs and presidential. And we are counting on all our stakeholders to give us their necessary support. God bless everybody.
When Dr. Shubo was approaching the day, I was mounting the podium, I was like, oh, Doc didn't bring any paper, I didn't see any paper, so his speech was going to be short. But he has delivered, indeed, he has given a short speech. Please let's give it up to Dr. Shubo. Before I take the speech of the representation. Okay, so the place was too poor and I needed something to cheer out the place. I think I deserve better. And I acknowledge the fact that I have students from GH schools. Students from GH schools, please. Thank you so much. Thank you, Uncle Tony. That's Uncle Tony Kujo, our programs manager. You have done well. Thank you. Please, our Queen Mothers had a request. And before I call the Honorable Ebenezer, Honorable, before I call you, please, I want you to listen to our Queen Mothers first before I call you, please. Queen Mothers, are you ready? Yeah. Please, let's hear you. Let's hear what you have to do for us. This is a special request from our Queen Mothers. Let's do it one more time for our Queen Mothers. Oh, you are I hope I said it well. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, I'll call the Honorable former MP for Ablekuma Central, Honorable Ebenezer, who is here to represent the Vice President. Please, let's give that to Honorable.
Thank you very much, my brother. And just as you rightly said, we're going to take 3 minutes of your time. I stand on the existing protocol to create the Ni Ga Abiasuman and also the Professor Duncan, Nime, Name, our security couples here, presidential candidates present, I acknowledge you as well. Peace is not just an absence of conflict, but the presence of justice, equality, and shared responsibility to achieve a sustainable goal and peace must embrace and collaborate by all. Ladies and gentlemen, we can only achieve peace when all of us decide to form unity, love, and understanding. We need to put our differences aside and see to the need and the betterment of the people that we serve as leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, there are other groups of people that can and help and ensure that there will be peace in our country. Most of the times we only talk about peace when it's election time, but it should not be at a time of election. we need to talk about peace during and after election. Listen to other speakers and listen to a lot of peace programs that have been organized. One thing that I asked myself, 2021, there was not any peace program. 22, no. 23, no. 24, peace. Why? Why do you want to talk about peace when there's election? Just as Honorable Baraga said, there has been occasion where there have been conflict in some areas. What are we doing about it? Ladies and gentlemen, there are some key people that need to ensure that we get peace in our country. And I'm happy the president of the GJ is here. Mr. President, we can attain peace in this country when we get a fair representation and a fair reportage from your people. Irrespective of their political affiliation, they must report what is right to the good people of this country. The security agencies, irrespective of your political affiliation and irrespective of promises of promotion, we need to ensure that we preach peace in our various posts that will be given. To our political parties, yes, who do you want to rule? You want to rule the people. But when the people are killed, what are you going to do? As a political party and as leaders of this country, we need to ensure that our words, our deeds are promoted to ensure that yes, indeed, we are meant to rule this country. To our religious leaders and our traditional leaders, you have a role to play. We should not be selective. We should not be selective. We should say it just as it is, without fear or favor. To the Electoral Commission, it depends on you. Allegation, counter-allegation, your only source is to prove the entire country and everybody wrong. That yes, indeed, you are there to ensure peaceful election. To the youth of this country, let us not allow ourselves to be used by any politician for a selfish gain to rule this country. As youth of this country, we have a role to play. You have a future. I was very worried 2 days ago when I saw on the social media that somebody saying that they are prepared to die for a political party and that they have already informed their family that when they are going, they are not coming back. What will you achieve? How many of us that will be used will benefit when that political party or when your political party win an election? What are you going to get? It is better for you to live and work hard and take care of your family than to rely on a political party that at the end of the day you achieve nothing in life. In conclusion, Professor Duncan, on behalf of the Vice President, who is also the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, we ensure to partner with you to preach and propagate peace in this country. And we promise you that we will never and ever endanger this country into any confusion, but rather we will work hard to ensure that this country of ours come on the 7th of December. Ghanaians will go on the poll, cast their votes, and elect who they want to lead. Just as the people of Israel said, God, give us a leader so that your people will not be like a sheep without a shepherd. We pray to the Almighty God to protect all of us and guide all of us and give us the wisdom and the knowledge to ensure we have a peaceful and transparent election. Thank you very much, and may God bless all of you.
Thank you, Honorable Ni Nate. We have all noticed that to ensure peace in Ghana and beyond, it entails both primary and secondary stakeholders. It is your part, it is my part. It is not just about the various agencies and agents. We are all parts to ensure that this country called Ghana remains as peaceful as we have known it to be. Shall we acknowledge the presence of these dignitaries? Dr. Danlate is the flag bearer and presidential aspirant for GCPP. Put your hands together for him. And also the board member of KWA RMLC, and she happens to be the beloved wife of the President General of KWA Global, Professor Samuel Ato Duncan. Her name is Dosia Abba Duncan. The cadet pilots and first deputy CEO of KWA RMLC and board member of the KWA GPM, Princess Duncan. And also the board member of the KWA Global Peace Mission, Joyce Mills Asantua. Now you'll notice on our flyers and designs that our guest of honor is His Royal Majesty Otumfou II. Due to equally important responsibilities, he couldn't make it, but he couldn't also leave us bare. He gave us a representation, able one, of course. So we'll listen to this representation and hear from the Asantehene what he has to say about peace in Ghana and beyond. The envoy of the Royal Majesty Otumfou II, ably represented by Professor Mensah Bonsu. A round of applause for him as he joins us.
Good afternoon. His Royal Majesty, the Mantse. You know, Mantse, I and Mantse, we have one father. That is Dr. Taki. Dr. Taki was the father at home, and myself, he mentored me at K University. And I was a small lecturer. I want to stand by the existing protocol because of time. Otumfou would have wished to be here, but unfortunately, he has to bury his son today, the Achempehene of Asanteman. Therefore asked me to be here. First, allow me to extend my deepest gratitude to Professor Samuel Ato Duncan and the organizers of this function for their visionary role in creating the blueprint for sustainable global peace. Your efforts to provide a transformative framework for peace building deserves our admiration and support. Peace, though often celebrated as human ultimate goal, remains one of our first significant challenges. As the concept note highlights, despite numerous interventions, we are still striving to realize a harmonious global opportunity. When we are talking about peace, we are not talking about peace only during elections. We are talking about global peace. The Asanteman
with its rich heritage of leadership, values, and diplomacy, recognizes the importance of innovative and holistic approaches to this blueprint. The vision of integrating spiritual, moral, and humanistic dimension into peace building resonates strongly with the values of our kingdom. The Asante-man, like many great civilizations, was built on the principles of unity, dialogue, and collaborations. In our rich history, there were moments of conflict, but peace was always the preferred option. As we gathered here today, it is imperative that we reflect on the state of peace across the world. Peace across our continent, Africa, and peace in the diaspora. We see the challenges that is threatening the global peace, which is the ultimate goal of Professor Duncan. Ladies and gentlemen, achieving global peace requires leadership at every level. Political leaders must prioritize diplomacy, fairness, and justice in their policies. Traditional rulers have also a unique role to play as we can influence our people to inspire unity and foster reconciliation. You all know the role Otumfou has played in ensuring peace before, during, and after our previous elections. Otumfou, as a pillar of peace, will always look to peace as the ultimate goal. On behalf of His Majesty Otumfou Osei-Tutu II Asante-Hene, I extend profound gratitude to all gathered here for your dedication to the cause of peace. May our collective efforts bring us closer to a world where peace is not just an aspiration, but a lived reality. Thank you, and may peace be with all of us.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, please let's give one more time for an African representing His Royal Majesty Otumfou Osei-Tutu. Please, let's do it one more time. As I mentioned to you, students of GH schools are in the house. Please, let's hear you. We have students from the Duncan nursing training. Let us hear you. We have students from Mori Secondary School. Let us hear you. Wow, so we are friends at the top. We have students from Abakrampa Secondary School. Where are you, please, Abakrampa? Good. We acknowledge the presence of Mr. Robert Duncan and Dr. Atu Duncan. You are welcome. We also acknowledge the presence of one of Ghana's finest musicians, AMT. Medikal is still in the house. Medikal, thank you very much. Quite recently, he was in the US and in the UK promoting peace and taking Ghana to the world. Make some noise for your very own Ghana's finest artist, AMT Medikal. And this is Genchan. would invite a message from our sponsors, and to lead this call is Captain Pilot Queen. Now the titles are titling. I'll invite Princess again and the team to give us a message from COA Research and Manufacturing Company Limited. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please. Dr. Mata will join Princess. If Dr. Mata is here, please can you join Princess to give us that message from the COA RMC team. All right, we would invite the choir from our, as they get ready, we invite the choir from the Yoko choir to give us a rendition. If you are ready, Yoko choir, are you ready? Okay, please let's hear you quickly. Then we're about summing up, please. Thank you. Then we'll do the pledge. The Yoko choir will do the pledge for peace, and then we're about summing up. Yoko choir, thank you. Grateful to the leadership of Yoko and the Yoko choir. Please let's give it up one more time for them. All right, please. At this time, Gensha, we invite the Sebre Kwagu Ewisi, board chairman for RMLC. And the board members, Dr. Martha, can you acknowledge our board members join us for a 25% presentation they have for all of us?
Please join us. Professor Otumfou, Mr. Duncan,